because we got some hair. And as the brother said in his last lecture, you know that we can flex. All of the brothers on the Sunnah, we're flexing.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Salam here from Sunnah Fitness. Before I go into it, I want to talk about this new technology that has recently come out about footwear and how it helps on you running generally, doing jumps, sprinting, etc. Now, some people have heard of a thing called the Vibram 5 Fingers, which is basically a shoe which is kind of molded into your foot literally, and it really helps you grip the floor and use your forefoot, the beginning part of your foot, which is here, to grip the floor instead of using your heel first and then gripping the floor. Now the issue is that the Vibram 5 Fingers really helps you realign that body of your body. Now I'll explain why, but what I wanted to speak about is first about the research, the science behind it. What they say is that with the kind of modern shoe, when you have the foam, this modern shoe is actually not really good for your feet, in a sense that your feet wasn't designed for that purpose. Your feet wasn't designed to slide into a comfort shoe. It was basically made for natural purposes in terms of walking on the earth, etc., etc. I mean, if you want to look at it in a religious term, Nabi Isa alayhi salam and all the other Anbiya alayhim salam, they never had Nike shocks or foamed types of trainers. They had, majority of them, most probably sandals, and sandals which have very thin base. So they had to have very good feet when they were scourging for food or for warfare, etc., etc. So alhamdulillah, recently with the new technology of the Vibram 5 Fingers, what they've designed is having a very thin base, like I've said. However, if you are not willing to spend too much money for this, because it costs between the regions of £80 to £90, you can do the option that I've taken, which is go to Primark and buy a shoe like this, which costs £3, with a very, very thin base. Very, very thin base. Like, the base is about that thin. So it's very, very good to run with, because you feel the ground and you're really working that forefoot of your foot base, etc. So, and to explain why it's so good, I'll give you some statistics of some science research which has recently come out from Harvard University by a man called Daniel Kloberman. He said that when you hit your foot onto the floor and you run with your heels, not with your toes or your base, your forefoot, you're using around the amount of pressure and the amount of friction and the amount of mass that goes onto the floor is around 6%. However, when you start running with the forefoot of your foot, you're using only around 1 to 0.5%, which is dramatically less. So I recommend for people that want to start training and really working your feet, buy one of these. It costs £3. You don't need to spend £60 on a ridiculous, over-the-top, foamed-out shoe. Now I'll explain why. I'll explain further how you have around 26 bones in your foot. You have 33 joints in your foot, and also you have 30 different types of muscles in your foot. Now, some scientists say that you're only using around a third of those components when you do sprints, when you do jumps, when you do running, when you use those foamed out shoes. However, when you use a thin base shoe, you're using around, I would say, what they claim that you're using all of those bones and all of those joints and all of those muscles. So alhamdulillah, within every single workout that's going to come out from the Sunnah Fitness team, I'll be wearing thin base shoes. And every single seminar, every single DVD we make, etc., etc., everything is going to be done with thin base shoes or basically bare feet. So inshallah, let me know what your opinion on this type of shoe is, and make sure, like always, tell us that you like the video, and also send us any queries about any questions that you have on problems with the feet. One last thing, if you lot want to know more about the Vibrant 5 fingers, or generally the way the foot works when you run or when you jump, I'm going to put 3 different links up, which links to a professional chiropractor who talks about how good your feet are, how good it is to run with bare feet for spinal alignment. And also I'll put the other one from the Vibra 5 Fingers team, and also the Harvard University Professor Daniel Kloberman, who did the experiment. Jazakallah khair. Make dua for us inshallah, and we'll speak to you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.